And welcome back to Indie Authors I Have Read More Than Once, Part 2. Here we're going to count down 5 more of my favorite indie authors that I have read at least 2 books with. And in this particular group today, I got a couple of OG indie authors, ones that I started reading back in 2020 when I first started reading indie authors. That's how long ago this was for some of these folks. And I got another great group here, and well, let's get started. All right, first up, Melanie Evermore at number 15. I have been reading Melanie since 2020. She's one of my OGs, and she is the author of the Hope Quest series. Now, this is not horror. This is more of a like dark fantasy coming of age kind of story, but with a lot of paranormal elements to it. Actually, Hope Quest is the main character. She's a teenage girl, very kind of I don't want to say a typical teenage girl because she's got some powers that she doesn't quite know how to use. She's also got some bizarre family members that she connects with. It's a great trilogy. Now, as of right now, only 2 of the books are available on Amazon. I believe the author is reworking the 3rd book and will be re-releasing it at some point. But she is definitely an author worth checking out. She also writes poetry, so she got several books of poetry on Amazon. You can find those there as well. So give her a shout out if you have ever read any kind of dark fantasy and you love that genre. I would give Melanie Evermore and the Hope Quest series a shot. Okay, at number 14, we have Gillian Duell. She is an author of a lot of paranormal romance or some dark dramas, some thrillers. She's got a bunch of books out there. I've read a couple of them. Very fascinating author. In fact, last year, Hello Dove by Gillian Duell was actually in my top 10 of indie author books that I read last year. It's really good, very powerful. She's a very well written author. If you enjoy, like I said, kind of the dark romance, the paranormal romance. She writes a lot of romance, but also with a kind of sinister, dark elements at times as well. So give this young lady a shout out as well. She is an incredible author. I will probably be reading more of her stuff as we move along. Like I said, not really much into the romance stuff, but she is one of those writers that really can pull you into a story. So definitely check out Gillian Duell. She's number 14 on my indie authors list. All right, surprise, surprise. At number 13, we have a horror author. That's right, Dorian Sinnott, who has been published multiple times in short anthologies books, as well as his own novels. I've read a couple of those. It Came Upon a Midnight Clear was the first one that's actually a Christmas-themed horror story. So wait, put that one on your TBR and read it in, December. That's a great holiday book to read if you're a horror fan. But also, Along About Midnight is a Halloween based horror story. I read that one last year. Very good, solid writer in this, and he knows the horror genre very well. So if you are into holiday themed horror, I would check out Dorian Sinnott's, especially those 2 novels that Came Upon a Midnight Clear and Along About Midnight. But you will also probably find him in a number of different anthologies where he's written a bunch of short stories. So check him out. All right, at number 12, we have the dystopian sci-fi author Nikki Hasse, another of those OGs that I started reading back in 2020. That's how long ago I've been reading this one, and she has several books in her Experiment X series. Now, there's also Experiment A, which is the prequel series. I think there's a couple of books in that one, but the first trilogy, Experiment X, it's about a very evil government plot to engage all the elements into battle. So you got earth, air, fire, water, and they're taking human subjects and giving them these powers based on the elements. And honestly, they don't care if these people die in the process. They're just trying to build super soldiers, basically, and they're doing it in the most horrific of ways. Trust me, you read these books, you're going to get angry, and you're going to want to see these people fighting back. These are books that will definitely get your emotions going, because you just see the horrors that happen to these people and just how bad they have it, and you just want to see them, fighting back. So really, these are books about survival. And even when they're not they're not in captivity, they're being hunted. So very, very good stories, very strong. I loved reading these. Again, I started out years ago reading these. She's a very talented author. Her name is 𝑰𝑵𝑵_. Check her out if you are into sci-fi or dystopian tales. Okay, at number 11, we have author Sarah Kate, not to be mistaken with Sarah Kate, who spells her name with a C. This is Sarah Kate with a K. And she is the writer of the 𝑤oman series, as well as a few others I've yet to read, but I hopefully will get to. The 𝑤oman series is very good. It's The Woman I Befriended, The Woman I Want Dead. There's psychological, serial killer thrillers, a lot of suspense. Two actually very different books, because the first book is you don't know who the bad guy is. And the second book you do, but it's kind of a cat and mouse game between the protagonist and the antagonist. It's like they're who's gonna finally win this battle that's inevitable. So it's a great lead up in that book. So definitely check out Sarah Kate. She is a wonderful author. She's all over Instagram, and if you love those kind of suspense thriller type books, she's definitely one to check out.